You ever wonder how some people like David Goggins wake up at 5 AM in the morning, crush their day, crush their workout, and still got energy to go run another 100 kilometers and do another 1,000 push-ups? Meanwhile, for majority of us, we hit snooze, we scroll on Instagram, we scroll on TikTok, and we tell ourselves we're going to start tomorrow. Here's the thing, those people like David Goggins, for example, they are built different, sure, but they weren't born different. What they've done is that they have trained their brains to crave hard work. You know what the best part about it is? You can do it too. Today, that's exactly what I'll be showing you, and by the end of this video, you, my friend, will have the ability to crave hard work. How crazy does that sound? Our brains are wired to avoid pain, to avoid hard work, and instead chase pleasure. This is exactly why scrolling on TikTok is so much more easier than studying. This is exactly why ordering junk food is so much more easier than meal prepping and cooking some beautiful chicken and rice. The worst part about it is that our brain rewards us with dopamine every time we take the easy way out. But what if I told you you can hijack this system? What if you could make hard work just as satisfying and just as enjoyable as scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Netflix, and lying down in your couch with a fat spliff in your mouth? What I've just been telling you isn't motivational fluff. Sure, it is to an extent, 100%, but it's science. Neuroplasticity shows us that our brains adapt to the habits that we build. So if you're addicted to quick dopamine, to instant gratification, my friend, we're about to wire it for long-term success. Let me take you back to a time when I first started boxing. I thought I'd be a beast. I thought I was gifted naturally, you know, float like a butterfly, sting like Ali, you know what I'm trying to say? But after 10 minutes, I was gassed up, baby, like Esso. My arms, they felt like noodles, is the best way to explain it to you. And my coach, he was not impressed. I wanted to quit so badly. I kept telling myself, I'm not built for this. This isn't in my genes. I'm brown, I'm Asian, you know, all of these excuses. But there was this one guy, same age as me, similar build, same ethnicity, same genetics, more or less. And best believe, he was throwing jabs and it sounded like a whip. I went up to him and I asked him, how did you do it? Like, how are you so good at this? And he replied back to me and he said, bro, I just fell in love with the grind. I just love boxing. That line stuck with me. I realized falling in love with the grind wasn't a natural talent. I'm not gonna be born and when I go and do a blood test, for example, instead of coming up as B+, C-, you know, whatever it may be, it comes up as boxer genetics or boxer DNA. That's not how it works. But rather, it was just about falling in love with the grind and making the process as rewarding as possible. Now, let me tell you the exact approach I took. Here is the 3-step framework that I use to force my brain to crave hard work. So what I'm saying here is if I was able to do it, why can't you? Me and you, my friend, we are much different. Number 1, start small and reward big. You've heard of Atomic Habits, right? And if you haven't, clearly you haven't been watching enough of my videos. So in this book, James Clear speaks about making the habit more attractive. After every hard work, give yourself a reward. Finish a workout, feel free to watch your favorite episode, your favorite anime, whatever it may be. For me, Attack on Titans is my go-to. You crush a banging study session, 8, 9, 10 hours of deep work. Reward yourself with maybe a little bit of a cheat meal, maybe a little bit of a chocolate, whatever you crave. Over time, your brain will associate hard work with pleasure, and it will get to a point where you don't even need the pleasure anymore. Your brain will just crave the hard work. Number 2, visualizing the end game. How is the end going to look? How is the future going to look? If you continue at the current trajectory that you are on, how does the future look like? I think where most people go wrong is that they focus on the pain within the current moment rather than the potential reward. Every time you feel like skipping the grind, every time you feel like slacking off, close your eyes and visualize the version of yourself that you're building. Imagine, what would the respect be like? What would the confidence be like? What would the success be like if you continue the habits you're doing today? If you continue skipping the grind that you're doing today? For me at least, I visualize myself achieving all of the dreams I want to. I want to be traveling the world. I want to drive the nicest cars. I want to go to the most fanciest restaurants. I want my family to be comfortable. I want my family to be happy. I want my family to get the best of the best every single corner of the world. I've also made a bunch of Instagram reels. If you want to check that out on my Instagram at @GK_Improvement. If you want some inspiration on what your end goal could potentially look like. This isn't about daydreaming. It's training your brain to link effort and activities and tasks with outcomes. So therefore, you make much better decisions on how you can use your 24 hours wisely. Number 3, humans love games. So turn your hard work into a game. For example, when I'm boxing, I challenge myself. I play a little game with myself. You know what? I'm on a punching bag right now. Let me try land 50 jabs in 2 minutes and see how quickly my arms turn into jelly. Or if they don't turn into jelly. At the gym, for example, I treat every set like I'm leveling up my muscle ability, my stamina ability, just slightly. And it's so fun that way. I'm just a real life GTA 5 character and I control all of the stats. And what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis is just increasing the stats. Just like how I was doing it in GTA 5. Leveling up my flying ability, leveling up my shooting ability. Obviously not my shooting ability in real life, but you get the point. Every small win gives your brain a natural dopamine hit, and before you know it, you're hooked. This is exactly how addictions work. Good or bad. When your brain gets exposed to this level of dopamine, it will crave it more. Therefore, substances like weed, alcohol, cocaine, they provide such a big dopamine hit that you keep wanting to indulging in them, because dopamine is the feel-good hormone. If you get natural dopamine hits from something like working out, your body will crave it. We can't control how dopamine works, but we can control what sort of dopamine hits we give to our body. Make sure it's a good one. Make sure it's a natural one. Here's the thing, these tricks will only get you so far, and these tricks won't get you as far if you don't have a strong why. Let me ask you, why did you click on this video? There's 100 other videos out there. There's Mr. Beast videos, brain rot videos. But why did you click on this video? Why do you want to force your brain to crave hard work? Have you thought about it that way? For me, it's simple. As I just told you earlier, I want to build a life that I'm proud of. I want to improve all areas of my life as much as possible. I want to ensure I get the best physique I can get. I want to get the best car that I can get. I want to make sure I can retire my family so they don't have to work and they can travel the world, they can explore, they can have true freedom. My why is freedom. It's not money. Money is going to enable that freedom. And for me, every time I skip a workout, every time I don't grind, I lose a little bit of respect for myself. And that can definitely compound into me losing a lot of respect for myself. For example, today, it's Sunday today, but I worked every single day this week. I've gone gym pretty much every single day this week. If not gym, I've gone boxing. But I know if today I decided to skip the grind, if today I decided I didn't want to record this video, I'll lose a little bit of respect for myself, and it would push me just slightly further away towards the dream life and the dreams, achievements and goals that I want to achieve. So ask yourself, what's your why? Is it to get stronger and win Mr. Olympia? Is it to start a business? Is it to earn your family's respect? Is it to retire your pops? Whatever it is, make it crystal clear. Write it down, visualize it, write it on a pen and paper, stick it up on your desk so every time you wake up in the morning, you see it, so you can remind yourself of why you're doing this. I think this is what separates those who stick with hard work compared to those who quit as soon as some minor inconvenience happens. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one area of your life, work, gym, business, relationships, and apply this framework for the next 30 days. Start small, visualize the payout, visualize the trajectory of what you're doing and where it will lead you to, and gamify the process. You'll be surprised to see what happens. Before we wrap up, I want to give the OGs a little tip. Rewire your brain. Instead of saying I have to do this, I have to go to the gym, to instead telling yourself I get to go to the gym. I've been thinking about the kids in Palestine, for example, and how some of them have woken up this morning with their entire family just dead. But we, in a modern country, in Western countries, for example, don't appreciate what we have. We tell ourselves, I have to do this. Those kids in Palestine would love to swap places with you any day. So instead of thinking, I have to do this, why not we think, I get to do this? I'm so grateful I get to do this. I'm so grateful I get to go to the gym. I'm so grateful I can work and start on my business. I'm so grateful I have a family. There's so much to appreciate. If we rewired our brain and replace the word have to with get to, everything becomes a lot easier. Remember, your decisions today will define your tomorrow.